and welcome to Morning Mindset. My name is Michelle Dale, coming to you from Virtual CoWorking Space, where we help virtual assistants to level up in their business, lifestyle and mindset. My name again is Michelle Dale, and I am the founder of a company called Virtual Miss Friday. I started off as a virtual assistant in 2005, so I'll let you do that as to how long ago that was. And I have, for those of you who don't know, I have been running my business and still actively running my business as a virtual assistant. I've created virtual assistant training. I have trained a lot of virtual assistants into six figures. Many have been running their businesses for 15, 17 years since I started supporting people and helping people and guiding people. So I know a little bit about the industry. Little bit. And somebody in one of my groups, my Facebook group, we have now over 52,000 members. It's pretty incredible. Posted something on there, and it's not unusual to see posts like this. And I really wanted to put together, especially in this week's Morning Mindset, a really very comprehensive kind of guide, which I'm actually going to call how to start your virtual assistant business for free and the reasons why you shouldn't. And during this Morning Mindset, we're going to unpack this topic in these videos. I'm going to cover 4 very, very key points about this. And also I'm going to share with you some insights myself. You know, I've been in the industry for a very long time. First of all, social media didn't exist. When I was searching about virtual assistants, I found one VA forum and a lady on there who had been doing VA stuff. I did not have any training myself when I started, and I learned a lot from trial and error. So coming from someone who's been there, you know, bought the t-shirt and all that, I can honestly say that what I'm sharing with you is from my experience. It's from a place of love. You always have to know and understand that. I always come from the best possible place, and I always have the best interests at heart for you guys out there, because I know what it's like. I've been there in the beginning, and I've seen this whole industry evolve over the last 2 decades to get to this point now where I'm going to be sharing this information with you. So if you are somebody looking to start or grow a virtual assistant business, and you are somebody that's thinking the same things as this person, I'll read their comment, then you've got to really dive deep into this. I'm going to make a full blog post about it with other information and things, but for now, we're just going to cover these 4 key topics inside Morning Mindset. Okay, let's get into this. I'm now going to read you the post in my Facebook group that kind of prompted me to want to do this this topic this week. Okay, so it's from a lady who says, seeking advice on how to start as a VA. I've been researching the expectations of a VA for a few weeks now and stumbled upon similar jobs such as OBM or bookkeeping. I understand the differences, but all sounds too good to be true. I just want to address a piece of that while we're getting into this. First of all, it's interesting that you're researching the expectations of other people and not for yourself. So the first tip I have for you is you've got to start researching yourself and not other VAs. Now, once you've researched yourself and you know what you want, you can go out there and be a little bit more specific about what you're looking for. So that's just one thing. And don't take on anyone else's expectations as your own. Always have your own expectations based on what you want to create. Okay, so the next thing is, it all sounds too good to be true. Well, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true in my experience. But that depends again on your expectations. Is earning 10 grand a month too good to be true? Well, I did it for many years. In fact, my staff bill for my VA business was 10 grand a month alone, just my staff bill before anything else. So it depends what you consider too good to be true. That's really important as well. I feel like whenever I try to learn more details, such as what exact jobs one of these roles take on, not just the topics, Where do you find clients? Do you actually get paid? And how do you identify scams? How do you start? The answers you find are incredibly vague with no real detail, or you find yourself needing to pay an exorbitant amount of money to find out those details. That appears as a pyramid scheme with, of course, only great reviews. I don't know about the pyramid scheme thing. I've not seen much of that in my awareness, but I've read some free guides and watched some free Kickstart videos. Oh, sorry, I was on my own here, Maya. So I've watched some free guides and some free Kickstart videos, but all is the same vagueness with extra fluff and really just a marketing device to get people to join them and pay money. Are there any articles, guides, or resources that anyone can point me to that allows me to get a detailed understanding and start on my own without needing to pay to understand the business? Or can anyone validate that this career is actually a dream and not easy to get into? Okay, we're in morning mindset here, people. So morning mindset is all about taking responsibility for ourselves. And basically anything that you state as true will be true. So when you say to yourself, is it a dream? Basically everyone is going to have different experiences. There are going to be many VAs having experiences of making a ton of money. I have a multi-six-figure VA business. I'm a VA, still work with clients, but I do other things as well. I now train VAs because it came to my attention that back in 2010, I guess, when I got my business up to about 19K a month, I wasn't aware at that time that people weren't doing that on the outside. I kind of stayed in my lane. And then people started asking me about it. And at the time as well, I was a digital nomad. So I've lived in multiple different countries running my business through them. I've had 5 kids and 4 of those were in different countries. So I've pretty much kind of been, like I say, staying in my own lane until I realized one day other people want to know about this. But do you know something? When I realized that, I thought to myself, okay, I would love to be able to help people, but to give my time to those people for free would not only take me away from my business that pays all my bills, sole business income provider for the whole family, to be able to create this content. So then I had to weigh up about how I was going to do it. So when we talk about free content, we need to first of all discuss the purpose of free content. So that's what we're going to do in today's morning mindset. And just so you know, things like, we'll also cover a little bit about how to get clients, and I'll do that briefly. But basically, if you want to know about scams, you can go check out my blog. It's at virtualmissfriday.com/blog. I did a post there recently about scams, catfishing, that type of thing. Okay, but today we are going to unpack this over several days. Everything that is in there is going to be addressed. And I want to share, first of all, about the purpose of freebies. You said it yourself, that everything is vague, there's no real detail, and you have to pay money to get the details. So the purpose of freebies is exactly that. They are marketing tools. The purpose of a freebie is to market. Now, people are using freebies in the wrong way, and I'm going to tell you how to use a freebie in the correct way. So what a freebie is there for is so you can get a taste of who the person is that you could potentially be learning from. So a freebie is a marketing tool to be able to demonstrate a small version of somebody or themselves, to be able to then, for the person who's taken that freebie to decide, do I like this person? Do I want to learn from this person? Do I trust this person? I'm going to go and research this person to see if they're going to teach me things that I really want to know. Because if we reverse back to this, it's all about what you want, what your expectations are, and then being able to find someone else to fit in with that. Because if you're just going out there looking for freebie after freebie after freebie, looking for the answers that you need in the freebies, you won't find them. You won't find them anywhere with anyone. So I'm going to tell you how to maximize your time and investment into these freebies. And it's very, very simple. You have to see the freebies like samples, free samples. And you have to know that, for example, when you go into a supermarket and you see someone standing there with little pieces of cheese, and they're on a plate and they say, oh, would you like to try a piece of cheese? And you go, oh, yes. And you try the piece of cheese and you decide, yes, I really like this piece of cheese. Give me the whole packet, or give me the whole tray. And then they're like, well, no, you have to buy the cheese. Like, this is a sample to see if you like it. You have to take freebies on the internet as that. You will never learn everything that you need to learn from a freebie, because it is a marketing tool to provide you with an experience to help you make a decision as to whether you want to then invest in that person. Now, I have a startup guide. You mentioned like huge amounts of money to be able to get started. For example, I have a startup guide. It's a complete course that's taken me many, many hours to put together and consider and think about. And it's start to finish how you set up as a virtual assistant. But it's £97. And the reason why it's £97 is so when you buy that, you can stop looking on the outside for all these freebie stuff, and you can focus on one thing because you've invested in it, okay? So let's look at this, how that works. Again, going down the free route. Why do people, let's go back to the supermarket. Why do people go to the supermarket and buy the apple and spend money on the apple? It's so they can have that apple now, eat it quickly, and experience the apple. Experience the result that they want of eating the apple. Now you can say, but you can get apples for free. You can buy the seed, you can plant the seed in your garden, you can wait for the apple tree to grow, and then you have an apple. How long is that going to take in comparison to investing in buying the apple? A fair amount of time, I imagine, because you have to wait a very long time and you have to put a lot of effort into helping that apple tree grow. So even though the apple on the other end is technically free, look at the time and the effort and the waiting you have done to be able to get that end result. So this is why investing in something is very, very important. So let's look at this and piece this all together. Freebies are a marketing tool. You will never ever get everything that you need, all encompassing, complete to answer all of your questions from a free tool. And I'm not being funny, but if somebody was a super successful VA and had a super successful business, right, and had clients coming in and had business and projects coming in and stuff like that, in order for them to take themselves away from that, they also need to make sure that their investment of their time running their business pays back. That's why we charge for courses. That's why people who train VAs charge for courses. So again, look at the courses. Go and start thinking, what do I want? What kind of business do I really want? Don't look out there for the answers for that, because you have to ask yourself, what floats my boat? What makes me happy? What brings me joy? What could I sit there and do all day, and even if I wasn't being paid for it? That's the kind of thing that you need to look for. And then you need to go outside and start to do your research from that place. And what you'll start to find is you will start to find a filtering process of, okay, this freebie looks good from this person. I like this person. I want to see what they have to say. And it will be vague, because in a business sense, and obviously VAs support businesses, and we'll go unpack this a lot this week. from a business sense, it doesn't make any sense to give people everything free. You would have no business at the end of it. And if I had no business at the end of it because I gave everything away for free, I wouldn't be able to hire VAs on my team and pay them. So by having this mentality and this mindset, you're actually essentially doing yourself out of a job, because then you would then have to say the same thing for everybody else. So please just take it as this. It's to get samples of people. And so you can go there and you can research the people doing the training. And that's what it's for. It's so you can find your mentor. Tip number 1, find your mentor. Find the person that you can learn from. Find the person that's sharing free content, but also providing paid content. And if you can derive some sort of even marginal value from the free content, then, and you like that person, and you research that person, and you like the business they've built, and they've shown this social proof. You know, for years, when I started my training, I knew like I wasn't established like as a trainer, as a coach. So I literally published my invoices, and you can still find them on my website. I published my invoices when I built my business model and how I transitioned, you know, to prove that the income that I said I was generating. So look for these things. Look for somebody you can trust. And that is the value that you're going to derive from freebies, not knowing everything. And then once you do that, start to look into what they're offering and whether that's at an affordable price for you. Because again, if you don't invest in training, you're planting the seed and waiting for the apple tree. You're not going to the supermarket, buying the apple and having it now. Okay, that's the difference. And like I said, with my freelancer program, I built it specifically for startup VAs. I have another program on one sourcing. It's way comprehensive. It's everything. Yes, that's a bigger investment, but for £97, you imagine how much time, effort, subscribing, reading, watching, all of that stuff you can do from multiple different people, just leaving yourself more confused and more not knowing what to do. Then if you just did what the freebie was meant to do, so you can sample it, decide if you like that person, decide if you want to learn from that person, and then explore investing in that person. And when you invest in that person, they will also invest in you. That's how it works. So I'll give you an example of this, a really, really good example, okay? So we get people in our groups asking this one question about how do I get clients? How do I get clients, okay? So first of all, I have a training program that's about the business aspect of how to get clients. It's £247 for that specific level. It's called One Sourcing Clients. There is that. Inside my £97 freelancer program, I have a strategy that works every single time for you to go and get a client, right? So first of all, think how much time that's going to save you by investing a little bit of money. 97 quid, what's that? It's like a couple of weeks shopping. It depends who you are. You know, a really super nice weekend away, or, you know, like a couple of nights. It's not that much money in the grand scheme of things when you think about what you're going to derive from it. And this is my example. So last week I ran a workshop called Claiming Clients. It's a workshop on how I get clients, how I claim my clients. And the interesting thing is, I put this workshop out inside Virtual CoWorking Space, and I put a special offer on it that if you wanted to join Virtual CoWorking Space and join the workshop, because I'm helping people individually in there with comments and things like that, and follow-up videos, and providing information, and then there's a 30-day challenge at the end of it, and it's still happening in Virtual CoWorking Space, by the way. It was like £7.50. Now, I think in England right now, I live in Egypt, but I think in England right now, that's probably about the price of a decent sandwich, maybe a salad, I don't know. But it's not that much money. But on that workshop, after 5 days, I showed with screenshots after the 5-day training of this exercise and this practice that takes me a few minutes to do. I got a client. Exactly how I said the client was going to come. And I showed evidence of that. And there's dates on there so you can see it. Now that client paid me 2,000 English pounds. So you imagine if you, my friends, had invested in that workshop with me last week for £7.50, you would know right now everything you need to know to land a 2K client. And I didn't know this client. I had no contact with them prior. I did not go looking for them. I did not go hunting for them. It's all in there. It's all available right now in Virtual CoWorking Space. It's a very tiny investment. Now, if you can get your head around the fact that freebies are to find your mentor, freebies are to immerse yourself into someone's training, into someone's teachings, that's all you need. You don't need to piecemeal articles and blog posts and videos and this guide and that Kickstart thing. And you don't need to do that. You need to find the person that you trust, that you're going to learn from, who's going to listen to you, help you, guide you, support you. And if there is a little bit of investment required, then do it lovingly, because whatever you invest, you are going to get back several fold. Last week, I showed everyone, anyone who wanted to, how to land clients. And I did it in 5 days. Brand new client, how to land clients. They paid me 2K for the price of £7.50. When you invest in yourself, the investment will pay back, as long as you trust the person that you are learning from. So I hope I was able to drive this point home, first of all, about the purpose of free content. It is not there to tell you everything you need to know. Every business owner knows that. Every business owner knows the one key to free content is to tell people what to do, but not how to do it, because they will want an investment for them to share their knowledge, their decades of experience, their insights. They will want to be paid for that in exchange. And also another really good reason why is that whenever someone learns anything for free, they never take it seriously. They never truly take it seriously. To concentrate, to focus, to stay in the lane, to keep moving forward, it requires that investment. Because you say, I've invested in this and it's worth something. And generally when we get something for free, we don't think it's worth anything. So try to shift the mindset around freebies. Simply use it as a filtering tool. Sign up for something. Do you like what they have to say? Do you like how they deliver it? Do you like the video? Do you like the resource? Do you like their presentation? Do you like them? First and foremost, do you like them? Do you trust them? Do you know they're going to be honest with you? Do they know that they have your best interests at heart? And you will create a thriving business way quicker than the person who's piecemealing free information together on the internet, thinking it's going to give them the answers. I know this is super tough love. But believe me, it is from a place of love. And this is something you truly need to know. Every business owner knows it out there. We're going to continue to unpack this topic because there was a lot to that message. This is just the first installment. Take away these nuggets of wisdom from videos, from free information. This is free right now. Take away these nuggets. When you see something you like, remember it, write it down. But when it comes to really understanding how to fast track and build that successful business without it being a scam or crazy whatever, which is so much on the internet these days, but without it being that, you've got to find someone you trust. When you find someone you trust, you will never have to look again. You will simply need to join that person's community, ask that person questions, take that person's training. There's nothing else you need to do other than use the freebies as a filter to choose your mentor. And then when you do, don't plant the seed and wait for the apple tree. Go buy the apple, invest in the apple, and you will get what you want quicker than you can imagine. So I hope this helps. We'll be back here tomorrow with some more morning mindset, we are going to continue to unpack this topic of learning for free. But this is something I really want you to take on board. I need you to reframe the way you look at freebies and free information on the internet. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to do daily accountability now, so get your journals at the ready and let's focus on that. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another morning mindset. We will be continuing to unpack the topic of learning how to get started as a VA. Take care, guys. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual CoWorking Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal.
Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.